Welcome back, Coven. Tonight we're sinking our fangs into episode 3 of the Vampire Lestat Toronto. We're breaking down the intense face-off between a newly turned, deeply hostile Daniel Molloy and a fiercely guarded Lestat featuring the telepathic blood tears prank. Plus, we're unpacking Louis' brutal machete-fueled revenge mission against Bruce in Detroit, the devastating unedited truths behind Magnus and Nicolas, and the chilling final reveal of Armand stalking the band's inner circle as Arun. Get comfortable. This is going to be a wild ride. Oh yeah, break down today's title, Toronto.
All right, and so I am no longer buffering. Great. Toronto, we we are still on this rock tour, and so they've broken these episodes down by cities. Lestat repeatedly says 40 shows and 43 nights. So Toronto is just our next pit stop in the world of complete chaos that is the Vampire Lestat.
Vera of Men, it's so good to have you back. It's been a minute.
Yeah,
I know it's been forever. I'm so glad to be back.
Good. All right, so let's get into it. I'm going to let you know there is no chronological. We're not going in chronological order. We're just hitting themes, okay? So first, Daniel Molloy was born in 1953 and turned into a vampire in 2022 by Armand. Unlike his human years, where his interview with Louis was shaped by instinctual human fear and affection, Daniel now operates with a cold, immortal detachment. This is my question. How does Daniel's transition into an immortal alter his journalistic approach? Let's start with Bearer of Men.
You said start with me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I think that he feels invincible. I think that he thinks he's a little bit more clever than he actually is. And he can't wait to use all these because he can't be, I guess he feels like because he can't be bullied, you know what I'm saying, like he was before whenever he was going up against Louis, that he can just be provocative and be even more forceful to get what he wants when he's interviewing Lestat. So I thought it was interesting. I think it kind of turned him into, he just, since I've been watching it, I feel like he's just gotten to be so, not unhinged, but like it's a new Daniel. It's a new day. And honestly, I just think that Lestat puts him right back in his little place. It was a nice little humbling.
Listen, you know it, hold it.
Oh yeah.
So this is Daniel Molloy amplified. Daniel Molloy, the immortal. And so it 100% changes who he is, but he takes it up a notch. Much like Bear of Men said, he's kind of has this invincible air about himself. And so whereas you could be humbled quickly when you were human, and basically were begging for the dark gift anyway, you have a seat at the apex predator table now. And so now you're really feeling yourself. And then you've published this book. So that's a whole nother layer that has you with this arrogance about yourself that you didn't necessarily carry before. Like you were a great journalist, you knew how to go there or whatever, in my opinion. But this is something, like I said, brand new. There's more arrogance attached to it because you are now a predator.
So you're speaking about his journalistic prowess, if you will. Why is his hunger for a journalistic gotcha moment described as even darker now than when he was a human?
It's darker now because he's seen behind the veil. And so vampirism only amplifies more of what you already were. And so in essence, to me, that's what makes it much more darker, much more sinister. You're You're just not human anymore, and you wanted the dark gift, like I said, and so it didn't take very much for you to detach from your humanity.
Very.
Arguably, people would say that journalists are dark anyway.
Yeah, gotta be.
I mean, what humanity? They'll do anything to get the good story and get to the quote unquote truth.
Valid point.
Okay.
Journalists have no soul.
Yeah, so I think it's just more revealing of who he already was and who he already wanted to be.
Okay. All right. So Daniel switches mediums. He used to write, he used to type, he used to do all of that good stuff. Now he's doing a documentary, right? So he's using a certain type of camera setup, which forces Lestat to look directly into Daniel's face on a screen over the camera lens, creating an intense, unblinking face-to-face intimacy. So this is my question for you. How does this visual framework intensify the power struggle between the two of them? Oh, yeah?
So, one, you've modernized it, right? And so there's nowhere to really hide. And so, to me, I feel like it's trying to give Daniel the illusion that he has this power that he doesn't really have over Lestat, which we see, as Baramin alluded to already with the catch-22 in the end that we haven't addressed yet. And so it's also almost like he's peering or attempting to peer inside of Lestat's soul. He keeps digging at him. Were you a stutterer as a child? Or you were a stutterer as a child, and like, right? That type of stuff. Just trying to peel back those layers that Lestat has put up by literally putting the camera right in your face. There is nowhere to hide. Almost like a looking glass self type situation.
I think that he also wants to like minimize Lestat's ability to like create distractions or find things distracting, so he can continue to troll him until he gets what he wants. Because he's trolling. Bringing up the stuttering is like, what's your point with that? What you getting at? You trying to piss me off? Didn't I tell you don't ask me about that?
Yeah, because he pulled our girl to the side. Hey, I told him, he promised me that he wasn't going to do this.
He said,
I made no promise.
He like, well, who said that? He lying. No, I didn't. I said no such thing. But I don't believe that Daniel promised him that. I'm not going to lie. When he said he promised him, I'm like, I doubt he promised him.
I love the childlike Lestat in that moment, though, to call over like, Mom, he's doing it again. He promised, and like, I'm telling on you. And I thought that was just the cutest thing. Like, come here, sidebar. He said that he was not gonna go there. He promised me.
It just honestly, it made me think about how he's still human,
right?
And he's still a diva.
Always a diva.
Let me ask you a question. So this portrayal, I mean, it's only 3 episodes in, right? Is Lestat the cold-hearted monster that we've thought him to be from the first 2 seasons?
I'm starting to think that it's Louis.
Listen,
and I'm finding it hell of attractive, but you know I love a villain. So
listen.
The tables have turned. Oh my goodness!
I'm like, he's starting to remind me of Grey Worm a bit,
Oh, you took it back.
I said, I love a killer now. Don't tease me.
Listen, I was thinking this, and this is completely off topic. But since you said it about Louis, like just seeming like more of a villain, this episode gave me blaxploitation vibes. Whenever Louis went in, I was like, oh my God, this reminds me of a blaxploitation film between the music that they were playing as he was driving up to find Killer, when he went on this rampage. Like, I'm like, oh my God.
And
this
the
is
fact
like a callback to blaxploitation.
The fact that the Telemaster knew they could depend on him.
You just had to put the right thing in front of him.
They were like, we know about you, Louis. We know you're a killer. We know that you try to act like it ain't you.
But we don't.
We're gonna call in a favor. We're gonna call in a favor, and I need you to do me a favor.
It's that eerily calm though. That's sexy as hell. It's eerily calm and chaos all wrapped in one.
It's dark. I like it. I like it a lot.
You gotta reel us back in. I'm sorry. That just got me excited when she said that about Louis. Like, ooh.
I was reading the comments. I was trying to figure out
that that Lestat is the monster. He seems like he's the diva.
He is 100% diva.
It seems like the only monster part of him was that he would, if he fell in love, he gave you what you wanted to your own detriment.
Yeah.
He gave you things he knew he shouldn't have given you. And then you blamed him for it.
Lestat gets used a lot. He really is a victim, and I just don't think that people really understand that, he's a victim, and it's victim shaming and blaming, if you ask me, with how they try to handle Lestat like he's a monster.
All right, so let's go back real quick. So going back to the camera setup, Daniel, Lestat, all of that. All right, so does the camera setup successfully strip away Lestat's defensive rockstar armor, or does it force him to construct a more complex performance? Let's start with Barrowman first.
I think it did strip away his armor, but I think not in the sense of I think it was a performance too. So I guess it was more performative. I think the camera made him perform first, but then still be able to expose his vulnerability, but still in secret.
Okay, Elia?
So Lestat is going to always be an actor first. And so I feel like that camera setup, it forced him to go into his wheelhouse and pull out a new trick and, figure something out in a way in which nobody would have expected, to where Daniels thinks he's getting what he wants, but Lestat gets the final laugh. And so for me, that's just damn good acting, because you just don't see it coming. You do not see it coming, but he still is able to Barrowman's point, pull back that protective armor, because he still gets it out, and he needed to get it out, all the things that happened to him. So he still displayed his soul, bared his soul anyway, but catch 22.
Okay, next question. What does it say about Lestat's willingness to perform a vulnerable breakdown to guard his real trauma regarding Magnus? Let's go to Barrowman.
What do you mean?
So when Lestat was able to cry, his performance, when he was able to cry, what does it say about his willingness to perform that breakdown to guard his actual trauma?
I don't think he was performing that. See, I think the performance was that he didn't move for the camera. I think he needed to cry. He needed to tell Daniel what was really going on.
He deflected.
But he still didn't tell him everything. But he just can't. Because again, here you are glamorizing being a vampire. Because I give you that impression. Like, I've made this, look this way for you. But for me, this is horrible. Because from what I saw, he was raped, John.
100%.
Kidnapped, raped, and forcibly made into a vampire.
Elia?
So, for me, this was right on brand. Again, even if you look at comedians, right? They make jokes about some of their darkest things or some of their deepest pain. And so in that moment, whenever he's reeling Daniel in and he's getting vulnerable, he's speaking to true things, like again to Bear of Men's points, and then you see him like bust out laughing about it. And so this is a deflection. You really felt these things, but you held back. Again, kind of to her point too. You held back. You did not tell him everything because there was nothing laughable or performative about that. You were really assaulted. And so we see how he really felt a little bit later, after the camera stopped rolling, even though it was rolling for no reason. How you really felt and what was really going on. And so I think it's like a lot of comics or actors or whatever, you deflect with humor. It forces me, to kind of sort of deal with what I'm feeling, but not really. I can bring it back to a joke and reel you in to where it's like, okay, you think you got me on the hook, Daniel, but you really don't. But at the same time, I'm still kind of getting it out there, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. So Lestat reveals he suffered from a stutter from ages 9 to 29, which was triggered after his mother took him to see 4 women, including the young twin witches burned alive at the stake in his hometown. I was really hoping that Corey would be here so I could ask this question, but I know that we learned a little bit from the last episode. A lot of people were giving comments. How does this early witness of violence dictate Lestat's adult mind?
So I'm gonna defer to just my teacher brain and background. Most trauma happens in childhood. And seeing people, be they witches or not, burned alive in front of you at that age can desensitize you, or either turn you into, desensitize you and turn you into a complete and utter psychopath, or just make you completely weird to where you're a complete recluse and you don't want to be around people at all, or a few other things in between that could happen. And so the fact that he saw this happen, I feel like desensitized him in a way that's very young to witness something so brutal and so violent. And so I'm not going to say that it didn't bother him or affect him at all. Just more so, I just feel like it just made him even more dark once he got the dark gift.
Erica? Bear of Men?
You on mute.
I think that I left and came back on accident.
Welcome back.
and missed the question.
It's at the very bottom, Erica. How does his early witness of violence dictate Lestat's adult mind?
Oh, it broke him. I think he grew up broken the entire time. Like even with him trying to show his strength and trying to go out there by himself and kill wolves, and he was successful. That, and then clinging to his mother in that incestuous relationship. Cause child, who? I think it broke him.
Okay, so Red Thought says not be in control, drive him crazy, his family, his mom, Magnus. In other words, like they all went, the entire town went to go see these people die. So I think what I'm going to say Red Thought, because saying Red Thought is kind of hard. The feeling of not being in control drove him crazy, his family, his mom. The Magnus part, I don't know. Maybe he's referencing the fact that he just has a whole lot of trauma. No, the whole thing is about all of his trauma.
Mm-hmm. It is. Yes. Honestly, he's gone through so much. I think that he grew up broken. That's why he's so mean. Like people think he's mean, but he's not. I mean, he's real. He doesn't play with people's feelings, and I very much enjoyed the different angles that they show you how this relationship was with Armand.
Oh, Armand. Oh, don't get me started.
and
That's a
and
whole segment.
it kind of shows us something super different. And I remember watching it like, that's not how I remember it going down.
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
I
What are you
know
talking
I've been
about?
watching, these, renditions. I've been watching the last 2 seasons of, the interview. So I'm like, no, Lestat's telling a different story here about
Armand?
Yeah, about
Whole
how
nother
his
perspective.
relationship was with Armand.
Oh,
Well, we know
okay.
that Armand has turned out to be our resident fuckboy. Okay,
Not
Armand
just
did
that.
some
He ain't the only one.
shit. No, he's not.
He's a stage 12 clinger. Is how it's coming off.
Clinger?
Clinger. Like he clings,
Oh, gotcha.
like for nothing too. That's how it's coming. And I hate to say it, if you're really paying attention in the last couple of, episodes, it's like Lestat just keeps it real because he's an asshole. Because and then you see how his life was, and then how he becomes a vampire. Who wouldn't be an asshole for eternity?
Mm-hmm.
Why wouldn't he be?
So let me just interject real quick. So Armand, all right. So how did Armand become a vampire? We've never gotten to that, right? Hopefully, we'll get there. Armand, a young boy, he was a teenager. He was groomed by Marius, right? After a while, he figured out what Marius was. He kept begging Marius, make me. Marius was like, you're not old enough. He got sick. He was like, I'm about to die. Make me. Nope. It wasn't until Marius, at that particular point in time, they thought that Marius was about to die. That was when he made Armand. So Armand is supposed to be young, right? But everyone thought that Marius died. So think about this. He was in love with his maker. He was in love with his maker.
And begged him to be made.
And begged him to be made. But his maker died. So what does Armand want?
Love.
He wants the love of someone else. And just think about every single person and how they were made.
It reflects their life.
Yeah. So, I can't see. Let me put my glasses on.
Lestat's
Pamela
Larry
Boyle. Yeah. And then Naya says, thank you for coming back, Naya. I would go as far as saying Lestat stayed alive so long because he's afraid to burn alive. What are your thoughts about that?
Hey. Maybe.
Oh, yeah, what are your thoughts? Oh, I'm sorry, Erica.
Maybe. I mean, look how he feels about fire.
What does he feel about fire?
Remember that whenever they tried to kill him in the house burn?
Lestat?
Yeah.
Oh, in New Orleans?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. I got you. So Naya also says the witches, Magnus and Nikki, all burn alive. Claudia also almost burned in a fire. Lestat in his version? Is that version? Version was grossed out to touch her.
I thought it says Verison.
I don't know what that means. So
It might mean version.
You put that little French accent to it.
Also need my glasses.
Okay. All right. So let's go to this. Do you think? So when we're talking about the witches that died, and Lestat said, I kind of sort of think that the twins were witches. All right. So do you think that particular reference was to the twins that we later know to be part of the Great Family? Are you
Mayfair witches?
Not the Mayfair witches. The Great Family was actually like, if you saw Queen of the Damned, like all those people.
I did.
all those people who showed up, not all of them, just a couple of them, were part of the Great the Great Conversion, right? Well, I'm not going to say the Great Conversion. I'm going to say part of the Great Family. But there are two twins, Maharid and Makari. I think I'm pronouncing the second one correctly. Do you think it was a reference to that?
It would make more sense.
Right. I was about to say, I don't think anything that was put in here was haphazard. So I'm going to venture out to say yes, especially since he even bothered to make mention of it. Like, of course, he made light of it, talking about jacking off in the fields and some weird stuff with oxen and all of that. But the essence of what he was trying to say, I think, had substance to it. So I would venture to say yes. You're referencing something larger, or what do we call it in English? An illusion, making a reference to the past.
Do you have any thoughts, Berriman?
I think that he references Akasha all the time.
He does.
So I think that it's all tied in.
Okay. All right. Now, I have a lot of questions for you all about Gabrielle, but I'm going to skip those questions. Maybe we can I think we'll probably end up talking about her just a little bit later. Let's go to my next question. All right. So, guided by the Talamasca, Louis infiltrates a degenerate coven in Detroit run by Bruce, which operates human trafficking, feeding pens, and a fentanyl ring. This is my question. How does grounding Bruce's operation in contemporary real-world crimes heighten the reality of modern vampirism?
I
bet.
Go ahead, Erica.
I was gonna say, I think it leaves a space for people to stop looking at vampires like they're all the same, and two, like you got to get rid of them all because you really can't. You're gonna need a vampire to maintain another vampire.
Okay, Elliot.
So, since they've already adapted the show for television and put it in modern times, here's where we are. There's a fentanyl crisis, there's a human trafficking crisis, there's all these things. You get the buy-in from the watcher, or viewer rather, and so it makes it more realistic and want to cheer for the vigilante, so to speak, to bring down the person that's doing these things that they should not be doing, human trafficking, the drugs, the feeding on humans. So it takes what we already have as humans, that's something that's completely awful and grotesque, marry it in with the supernatural. And so, you have a nice little bow or a clusterfuck of foolishness to deal with and unpack. Right. And so it just makes it a little more real. If you add a layer, I guess, if you will, to the storyline, because this is something that we're dealing with in everyday life. So it gives you more of a buy-in, I guess is what I'm trying to say, to the characters and to Louis' mission to bring him down.
All right, so Pamela says the series is only based on the books, not the movies. You're right, Pamela. However, I was trying to give them a reference because they had not read the books, so I was referencing Queen of the Damned so that they could try to remember who those particular characters were. All right, so let's go back, and I'm kind of all over the place. How does Louis' brutal dismantling of the Coven highlight his growing power?
It's Louis 5.0. And so I mentioned it earlier. I love the callback to like the blaxploitation film. You're trying to bring down the man or whatever you don't agree with, whatever, you can even down to the music when he's driving up. So you have that whole piece. And then we've talked about this before. Louis was a pimp, at least if we're dealing with the world of Interview with the Vampire, just in the realm of the show. Okay, there was that. And so we have to deal with that piece. And so he's evolved. He has completely evolved. Like, you are a cold-blooded killer. You dealt with the double consciousness of being a vampire versus wanting to be a human and all of these things. A lot of that has been stripped away. And you are able to get vengeance for a person that you love that was harmed. And so I feel like the veil has been pulled back, and Louis is at the point of, okay, I need my lick back for my sister daughter. And that's just what it is.
So you know what this reminds me of? And Barra Men, she said it earlier today. It reminded me of I was watching old videos. My bad. I was watching old videos. You remember the one where we were drinking? So when we saw Louis drinking Armand's neck, it was almost as if Louis knew he had to prepare himself. He had to get stronger. And then now all of a sudden, Louis is strong, so much so that he can do a couple things. He can't not just be a what you call it, pyromaniac.
Pyromaniac.
Not just that, old dude can fly. He got the cloud gift.
You did see it.
You ain't dropping me from 50,000 feet no more.
Let me tell you something. I'm a bad guy. What Jay-Z say? He's good with it. He's good with it. And I think he's kind of I think that although Lestat wasn't the villain that we thought he was, you know how you just in a toxic relationship and y'all love bring out the absolute worst in y'all when y'all get like it's the best when y'all happy.
It was the best of time and the worst time.
Yeah. But when you mad, it's like the damn devil surfaces. I think that now that he remembers that he could be the damn devil and he handled Armand after he remembered, I think he's good with it now. And I think, like I said before, I think we're seeing him in his villain era, and I'm enjoying it actually.
So I want to get to some of these comments. So Naya says, why was Louis and his lawyer talking on the phone? Couldn't they just communicate telepathically? I think he bit him and they are in a relationship. He lied to Lestat. What are your thoughts about that? Do you think that Louis made, what's his name? Lemuel? Was that his name?
Lemuel.
Yeah, Lemuel. Do you think Louis made him? Is that why they couldn't speak telepathically?
That would make sense.
I think he's out here making his own coven. I think there's a lot of little things he's doing that he's not talking about anymore. And he is lying. That is clearly his boo in some kind of way because dude's calling and he's checking in to make sure he's straight.
But Louis hollering, there's no strings attached. There's no strings.
Because he acting like Lestat child. He putting him in his place and not letting him speak for him.
But old dude
we ain't together
because he said it. He said it in front of his dude. There's no strings attached.
You know,
and your boy didn't flinch. Your boy didn't flinch.
And ain't said nothing because he know what's up.
I
think Louis running the thing now.
I don't hate it.
No, I don't know. Like I think it's a good theory, but I just don't know. In the books, Louis, well, to my knowledge, let me take a step back. Let me reel that back. I don't know. So Red Thought maybe because Lestat made him. I'm trying to remember what was said that would make Red Thought say that, but I just wanted to put that out there. So Pamela says Louis is accepting all his vampire powers. Y'all.
As he should.
Yeah.
Finally getting comfortable.
Okay. Naya says Louis definitely made him and lied to Lestat and flirting with him the entire time to just distract from the book. I don't know. Okay. All right.
Maybe. I mean, I like pissing off the ex, don't you? I mean,
the screensaver on the phone was corny. LOL. I think it was more petty than corny, though. Red Tart. I think it was more petty than corny. I think
petty.
Yeah.
You're the only one that's gonna see it.
You don't know.
We needed to see that so we know that he was lying to Lestat, baby.
You know what? But at the same time, I'm looking at the picture. I don't know if Louis was like all into. I don't think that Louis likes anybody but Lestat.
Oh, I
don't
think he
either.
still want Lestat bad.
No. Like everybody else is just kind of like, a rest stop. This is a
But
rest
didn't
stop.
he tell Daniel? Didn't he tell Molloy like we were actually about to resolve what we had going on before you released that damn book? And,
You ruined it.
and
You
blew my
fucked my
shit up.
You fucked my shit up.
You blew my shit up. And now I'm in tune with this man. And we know how he get and how long it take him to calm down. Thanks to you.
Centuries.
Man might be mad up.
Lestat gotta be a damn Virgo.
I swear.
Lestat is a Scorpio.
Oh
even
my
worse.
God. He is probably a Scorpio. Lestat is probably a Scorpio.
Even worse.
The three of us were all Earth signs, so we're like, ah!
I was about to say, and Louis must be a Taurus because he don't care.
You mine, you gonna forever be mine. And I'm gonna dangle my ass in front of you.
So,
Yeah, and what?
Question: does Louis' execution of Bruce undermine or enhance the profound gravity of his revenge? What did you all think about that? Like, I thought Louis was just it was everything. It was everything to me. The way Louis caught him by the vertebrae and just pulled that shit out, then slapped him. What were your thoughts?
I thought it was poetic, honestly. I was like, step into your darkness, baby. Kill him. He like abusing women. Step into your darkness.
Step into the bad side.
Yeah,
So,
he like your sister. And I guess I feel like you can't do stuff like that in real life. So just watching a vampire be able to have his revenge for somebody is like, boy, isn't that on another vampire? It's like, I love it.
I'm gonna go with it 100% enhance the gravity of his profound revenge because I mean, like, come on, like he was fine, he was chilling. Then y'all put this opportunity in front of him, and again, call back to like a blaxploitation type film. The way he pulled up, rolled up, showed out, all the things. And so, I think this was a great display of Louis' revenge, and I think it just made sense. It made sense. He even freed people that they were feeding off of and whatnot. So he's not so detached that he just doesn't care at all. But this is what I am here for. This is my mission, and I want to do my sister daughter justice. And so I think it was more grounded than you may give it credit for. Like, okay, Louis is unhinged. He's sitting here smoking a cigarette full of blood and all this other stuff. No, I think he was just on the hinge enough. And then wait a minute, what is this posting of Armand told the truth? What is all this? What are we doing?
And he's still mad at Armand, so please don't even say he told the truth about nothing, Lord.
No, so this has got to be, so I kind of think that this has something to do with, remember in episode 1 where Louis walked up with a missing leg and Armand had a missing eye? I think that we're going to find out that Armand had something to do with Bruce.
Always.
To what extent? I don't know.
What's up? Armand
I didn't want to cut you off. Just going back just a little bit, Red Tart said, come on, we're talking about Petty Louis. He owned 45% of Lestat's merch. He's down bad. All right.
When they say own, does that mean he profits off of Lestat merchandise?
What'd you say?
When they say own, did they mean that like Lestat, that like Louis is making money off of Lestat merchandise?
Yes.
I was cutting up laughing. That is petty. That comment is accurate. That was,
and it ain't about the money. I'm an immortal. It's just to fuck with you. And that's why I thought it was beautiful.
I did too. I thought it was wonderful. And the way he looked at him, and he looked at her like she was like, I'm checking into it. And he didn't even know. It was like, oh, he playing all day with me.
Well, he probably got under all kind of. Louis is a businessman. He probably got under all kind of shell corporations and all kind of stuff. But Tootie in the Boot says, I don't think I can't pronounce that man's name. One of my founders is named that, and I've never been able to pronounce it. Was turned by Louis, and I don't think Louis is serious about that relationship. What are your thoughts about that?
Not at all. He said as much. Hey, there are no strings attached, even though you got him with his wallpaper, this screensaver. You playing the game. It's not serious.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Pamela, for double downing on the fact that Lestat is a Scorpio. Naya says once Lestat cut Louis off because of the book, he needed to be in a relationship and connect to someone. He can't be alone. Pre-approving Lestat's tour stops and hotel. What are your thoughts about that? I kind of agree, to be honest with you. Elliot?
You forever mine. So please understand, I'm going to always find a way to stay connected and attached to you. So there are so many viable artists out here. And especially since we've taken it out of the world of Anne Rice in the years that this was developed and made it in present times. Okay, there are so many artists that you could attach yourself to, Louis, that are actually more profitable than whatever Lestat got going on. No, I need to be close. I need to be a nuisance, a thorn in your side, and a replay record, whatever. You're not going to be able to let me go. So 100%, I need to know where you at all times, because you belong to me and I belong to you. You are my paramour, and vice versa. So,
and how you gonna cut me off when I was mad at you?
You can't. We levitated.
Louis crazy.
We levitated. It's just not over.
When I was mad at you because of this little book, I ain't tell him to publish you.
I was just trying to talk.
I was just running my mouth. I ain't telling him to publish the book. So you cut me off. You can't cut me off. You can't cut me off. I really think I think Louis crazy like that. I really do.
So Naya says, just like his fight with Santiago, it was way too quick for me. He should have called Lestat and they should have done it together. I agree. I kind of said it. They should have done it together. That was both their child.
That's a reckoning.
What are your thoughts, Elia?
I don't know. I don't know that I agree or disagree. I don't know. Simply because of where Lestat is, all in his feelings after this book has published, him trying to figure out where he is. I don't know that Lestat would have been helpful or what have you in that moment. I don't know. I think it's a good ideal, but I don't know. This is where I'm at.
Okay. All right. So Night says, I'm enjoying the season, or I enjoyed the season of Pimp Louis, the way he killed Bruce. Yeah, I enjoyed this season of Pimp Louis, the way he killed Bruce, even his need to buy and own Lestat. I'm having fun. Yeah.
I agree. Even his need to buy and own Lestat. He's just being petty. He's out here killing people and being petty. I agree with you.
He got to stay attached. He has to stay attached to Lestat because even it's 40, he thought was 40, but really 45%. So it's still not half. You don't have him completely by the balls, but just enough to fuck with him.
Can we just talk about like when he gave that unnecessary picture of like rubbing, trying to figure out numbers, writing numbers on each other's backs and trying to figure out, and the way that he knew that was gonna bother Lestat so bad, just like, and he was like, that was so descriptive. Like he knows how to bother that man. It's almost on some. Oh, you don't want me? Okay.
Poke the bear.
So we're just gonna drive this into the ground.
Wear
this out.
Poke the bear.
So let's go back to season 1. Do you think that Louis was really in that house, just a recluse, doing nothing, not talking to Lestat at all, Or do you think he was jabbing every which way that he could all the time?
All the time. All the time. And I think Armand knew it, and because Armand was in love with him too, this was his get back. Like, for being left behind in Paris by Lestat.
I see you shaking your head, Elliot. What's going on?
The only difference is Louis didn't know he was helping Armand, and Armand was the butthole.
No, I'm just shaking my head.
Then he whooped him some good, didn't he?
Hell yeah, what you got?
Part of the reason my sister died. Say less. Say less.
Okay, we're gonna go to Red Talk. All right, so Red Talk says Akasha maybe found Louis and Armand and kidnapped Lestat, like the movie, more or less. That is a definite theory. That is a definite theory. You're probably more right than I am. Naya says, she must have sent it twice. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. You yap too much to the wrong person, and now you have to suffer the consequences.
And I always hear this: play silly games, win silly prizes. Much of the same. Differing though.
And tooting the boot. Yeah, I don't know. Louis was jabbing for sure. He said himself that he took an unsavory delight in provoking Lestat. Okay. All right. What'd you say, man?
No, I said lover's spat or lover's quarrel. It makes sense. It tracks.
Lover's quarrel.
Yes.
All right. So Lestat packages his siren as a 1980s music video for Your Biggest Fan, portraying Magnus as an adoring groupie. Why does Lestat feel the need to metabolize his sexual assault coded trauma into a joke?
Because who wants to? So let's take a who wants to and put a name to it. Lestat, for what we know, as far as these fledglings are concerned, or the rest of the world, is one of the oldest vampires they know, right? And so he's powerful. He's all of these things. Why would he want to allow himself to be seen as that level of vulnerable? He's already had all of this trauma before he was even given the dark gift, right? And so this is his chance to kind of rewrite and become something else. And so if I have my origin story as a vampire being one of being raped, being not given a choice, all of these things, that's going to make me seem weak. And I don't want that. I don't want to be viewed as a victim. I am the Vampire Lestat. I can fly. I have the fire gift. I have all of these things. I have the blood of Akasha in me. So why on earth would I want to make it seem as if I'm vulnerable in any way, shape, or form, and have been assaulted and someone to be pitied? To me, you might as well just cut off my head and kill me now if I'm Lestat, if this is what I allow to get out.
Merriman.
Absolutely. We're talking about a man who, in human form, killed 8 wolves to protect his village, to protect his estate, when his punk ass brothers and father would do nothing. Nearly died, and that didn't kill him. So you want a man who's proud like that? He that guy. In the 1700s, you want somebody to tell a story. He's sleeping, and he gets kidnapped and abused, and he's forced. The dark gift is forced on him for like someone else's obsession over his beauty. What kind of story is that? Nobody want to hear that. I mean, he don't even want to hear it. He don't even want to tell it. So I think like if you had this kind of awe-striking beauty and this beautiful voice, and you're talented with music, and you're brawny, and you're like that person in the 1700s, dude, you got this blonde hair, beautiful blue eyes back then. You know what I'm saying? and you get caught in your sleep, he would have rather gone out with a duel. You know what I'm saying? That's a weak story to tell. So I think it's pride.
Jermaine, I want to hear your thoughts. I want to hear your thoughts on this question.
For sure.
I agree with everything that all of you all said. I just think right now,
do not Britney us right now. I want to hear.
I was gonna add on. I agree with everything that you're saying, but to add on to that, I think so his mom is present, right? Louis is like circling, right? He has mentioned in this particular season his thoughts about Claudia. So like all of these things are surfacing. He's thinking about Magnus. And it's because of the songs that he's written, right? These songs are like unearthing all of his trauma, right? And then Daniel keeps nagging at him. So it's too much all at once, and he needs to have some control. Which is why I really like what Tootie says, to make himself more comfortable and also less of a victim. Pamela also says Lestat is always trying to mask to hide his trauma and to bury it to push through, which is along the lines of what all of us have said.
Honestly, too, maybe he really was trying to put himself in the mind of his abuser. Because they said he said that it was all these dead blonde boys just hanging in there. And the way they illustrated it, it made me realize, oh, dude was obsessed with him.
Yes.
And working his way up to get to him, have been following his shows, have been stalking him. Like, so how unfair is that? Like, but also like, it probably was some type of like obsession towards him and some type of secret love. I mean, one-sided, of course. Lestat didn't feel that way. He didn't even know he existed. But maybe he romanticized it because he must have thought that might have been how he felt.
So Magnus was made a vampire. Most vampires are attractive. Magnus was not attractive, right? And he knew that, right? He knew that. But so yes, Magnus was looking for a beautiful person to make before he died, but he was looking for the right person. When he found his victims, in this case, Lestat, he learned from his thoughts that Lestat killed 8 wolves. So Magnus is like, this boy is strong. He has like inner conviction. He's perfect for this gift. When he kidnapped him, even when he kidnapped him, Lestat was fighting. He was like I'm gonna die. I'm gonna fight. I'm gonna die fighting. That was his thing. Like I'm going. They didn't show that in the television show, but he was fighting. And that only made Magnus want him even more.
Now he like his fish squirming. Oh my god. Sick.
Mormon.
Sick ass.
Mormon.
So Tootie says, I agree with the fact that Lestat was trying to rationalize what happened to him and see it from the outside perspective. It's less painful that way, I think. What are your thoughts?
I agree 100% because, again, I don't want to come off as a victim. Like, no, I want to have the illusion of some type of control.
Barrowman?
I agree. Like, I mean, then he dies and leaves him with no info, no nothing. Or does he die? Because I got confused when I was watching on the show. I started getting confused. I was like, are all these people still alive or are they dead? Let me know something.
Some of them lived. Some of them lived. But they were then killed.
Okay.
What was I about to say? God dog it, I forgot what I was about to say. This was the thing. So, like the great laws that they have, that vampires have, that we learned about from season 2. Magnus never told Lestat that, right? He only told him, this is how you die. Make certain that you don't die from this. Right? Basically, that was what he also told them. You know that you need to drink blood and shit like that. He didn't tell him a whole lot. He was like, you have my blood. That means that you're gonna be strong. That was pretty much it. He was like, go out, do what you want to do. You're gonna figure it out. Basically, that's basically what he told him. Cliff's Notes version, if you will. So when Lestat went out, Lestat didn't know nothing about the Great Laws. He ain't know nothing about it. He was just like, let me live. Let me try. And we got the Lestat that we got.
That's why he think everybody's so damn needy. He like, man, I figured it out without somebody coddling me. Well, I got to do all that with y'all.
All right, so let's move. How does the satire of the music video create a sense of separation when contrasted with the reality of his making? So remember his music video, it was supposed to be light. It was supposed to be kind of sort of making fun of Magnus, but the reality was completely different. What are your thoughts about that?
It's a complete and utter axiom. You have the, I guess, self-imposed reality of what you would have liked it to be versus the disgusting reality of what it really was. And so you get two different perspectives wrapped up in one. One, the pain, the trauma, the reality, and two, the defense mechanism that I built up to make this more palatable.
I think it makes him no different than Louis in this book.
Hey, give us more.
Say more. Yeah, I was about to say more. Say more. You can't do that. It's just
like you told it the way you wanted to tell it. Because you had that kind of control over it. You took the control you could have and you said what you wanted in that moment about who about your maker. And it made fun of him. It made him fawn over you. It made him seem vulnerable and made him seem crazy. But where's he? He doesn't get to tell his side of the story. Well, didn't Louis do the same thing?
Oh, that's my question. I was going to ask, who's the more reliable narrator? Is it Louis or is it Lestat?
Louis did the same thing to you when he told his side of the story on the book. And you like the lost straw, right? I wonder what Magnus. Was it Magnus?
Magnus.
What Magnus would say if he saw that bulge. You know what I'm saying?
No, in the car scene, he was like he said the
That's
journalist.
why I said, is he alive in his hair right now? Like for real? That's what we is that man?
So here's the thing.
Like,
so
head, like that's what we doing right now?
So Magnus burned himself. But he told us that make certain that you scatter my ashes because the ashes it's like they're attracted to each other, right? So he could not. Mm-hmm. So he told us that make certain that you spread them and you spread them wide and all the other good stuff. But if they're attracted to themselves, there's a possibility at least.
Because it sure seemed like Magnus in his head, like, oh, that's how we playing. We playing games like that for real. That's what happened. You out here telling this lie.
So Tootie says,
like the same exact thing that happened between him and Louis. It's like how you. It kind of just makes me feel like it's all about perspective at the end of the day.
Yes.
And you're as long as you get to be the narrator of your own story, someone else's feelings gonna get hurt if you're mad at them.
So Tootie says he basically gets to frame it. We all agree with you. Tootie also says, as if it wasn't the Vampire Lestat, it was Lelio that happened to. So Lelio, that was the character that Lestat played before he became a vampire. That was the character that he played. Let's see. Like, this isn't me, it's another version of me. Ooh, that's dissociative. Dissociative behavior. Okay. All right. So let's go. I'm going to try to go a little bit faster with these questions. What does this parallel tell us about the emotional similarities between Lestat and Claudia? The fact that Lestat was raped, brutalized, and we were seeing those images while we were also seeing or being reminded of what happened to Claudia.
It's why he never felt sorry for her, because he knew about it too. He knew about the darkness of the world. He tried to keep her a child forever. She wouldn't listen, and you would think that he felt sorry for her, but I guess he learned the hard way. And I think that's why he was always hard on her. Like, you think I'm evil, you think we're the problem. No, the problem is outside those walls. I mean, these walls, and you keep running out there to find out about it, and it's gonna find you. And it did. And it did, and he knew already that it would find her, because it had happened to him. It found him since he was born. But she grew up hard too, so it found her when she was born. So it's crazy. They were just alike. And remember, he did adore her. He absolutely adored her. She just grew to hate him because she hated her body.
Hell yeah. I'm gonna keep calling on you, Elia.
I was about to say, honestly, I think there's a parallel simply because he understood and respected her rebellion, but he knew what the end would be with that rebellion. And so, you know.
Okay, let's take it a step further. Did Lestat doom Nicolas by hiding his vampirism, or was Nicolas's mental spiral and madness inevitable due to his pre-existing struggles? Lestat said that he was bipolar. So, what are your thoughts about that?
He was always crazy.
He was always what?
He was always
right.
Crazy.
I couldn't hear you.
He was always crazy.
Oh.
Armand knew that before he bit on that man.
Everybody knew.
And we know Lestat like him a little crazy.
His daddy, the tailor, knew. All the town was talking about it. Everybody knew Nicky was crazy. Everybody knew the Lululemon did not have his shit, and he ain't had no damn business becoming no vampire. Gabriella knew it. Everybody knew it. Lestat is just a natural rebel.
I love how Gabrielle told him, like, what are you doing, man? What are you doing, man? Don't do that. And he was like, you don't love me, because he been knowing. You don't love me enough to give me the gift. You was crazy, boy.
Give you a gift, all right. That's the last thing he needed.
So Nicolas was so crazy that he cut his hand off. This is my question. How does this act of self-mutilation symbolize Nicolas's total rejection of his identity and immortal life that Lestat forced upon him?
He didn't force upon him. He wanted it. He wanted to be made. Lestat didn't force that immortal life on him. In fact, you manipulated him. If you love me, you'll do this. Lestat did not manipulate Nicky. If anything, Nicky manipulated Lestat. And that self-mutilation that was a part of all that crazy and cuckoo that you got going on in your head.
He didn't reject the gift. He rejected that he couldn't play anymore. And because he was such a nut buddy, he cut his hand off.
I'm a proven point. And you don't know what the hell is going on.
You
got people in your damn head telling you that all of this shit makes sense. Hey, the fact that you're looking for this letter opener. Hey, I put it in the chamber pot. It was supposed to be hey, you have me at chamber pot.
I'm better when I get my letter opener, my guy. What that got to do with anything?
But wait, did y'all see that moment when he cut his hand off and Gabriella just laughed?
That would have been me.
And
that would have been me. I'm sorry.
See, I know
all the time because it's so fucked up that it's funny. Because she told him.
That's it. I told you. You looking for a letter opener in a chamber pot? That got me.
But look, all of them crazy. Every last one of them was crazy. Armand was just standing back like.
He just waiting on you to beg to take the man's life so he could get rid of the
And Lestat was crazy for making him. You knew he was going to be a crazy vampire. He's a crazy human. What you think is going to happen?
That's why you
hit
crazy.
What
That's
did
why
you
think? You couldn't get a gift to him, and even your mama reminded you, boy, what you doing? Don't do that. Don't do that.
So Tootie says both Lestat and Claudia. Ooh, somebody was sending a comment and I lost it. Both Lestat and Claudia had a difficult time verbalizing their traumas to others. Their rape made them distrust others' love. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that's a good one.
100%.
I like what you had to say there, Tootie.
Okay.
I agree.
So Tootie also says Lestat couldn't explicitly tell Nikki that he was a vampire because he would have had to murder or turn him. We know which she chose. Yes.
Unfortunately.
Okay. Tootie also says, I personally believe Armand made Nikki cut his hand off. Ooh, telepathic.
I thought that. I literally thought that as it was happening. When I did my second watch, I thought like, because Armand is a throw a brick and hide your hand type bitch. He do that type of shit, and so that would not surprise me if he did. And let me be clear, I'm not taking away from the fact that Nikki is stark raving fucking mad. He is.
I'm about to say, did he make him get up off that fiddle and go, ah?
Right.
I was like,
and do all it. Be like, no. Look, I can't blame everything on my mom.
But you know,
I was embarrassed for all that.
It's plausible though. Is it not plausible that because Armand wanted Lestat so much, he made Nikki seem crazy?
Telling you, he made it worse. Nikki had the propensity to go off the rails and do some wild ass shit. I do not doubt it for 1 second, but I did have that thought cross my mind that he made him cut off his hand.
You might have used that excuse too.
Right, for real, because okay, at this point now you done mutilated yourself, you doing all this and you won't see Lestat, just let me put him down. No, it's okay.
Let me take care of that for you.
Right. You ain't gotta do it. I'll be the bad guy.
No, but did y'all laugh whenever Armand told Lestat I love you? He was like,
Jesus. I think that was his exact response. Jesus. He got a voice.
He like, everybody in here delusional.
He got a voice. He got instantly annoyed. I understood Lestat in that moment though. I'm like, really?
Because that ain't what we're talking about. Why you even said that? Like, where you came from with that in this moment? Like, just I need to know.
What about good?
No, it was when Armand said, "I love you." Lestat did. I love you too. Like, bitch, you crazy. I'm gonna just tell you what you want.
You act like it's just Nikki. It ain't just Nicolas, it's you too. God damn. Like, everybody I talk to is obsessed with me. Why is that? Because you like that shit.
Y'all caught that back and forth between Gabrielle and Armand?
Oh, 100%. Like, we're not gonna act like I'm the only one that regrets my fledgling.
He was like, no. He was like, whatever. And she was like, oh, I'm so in love with my, like he's the only one. Like, you're not, almost like she's like, Armand, you're not the only one. Get over it.
You're not.
Like, you keep trying to be the only one and you're not.
So we're talking about Gabriella and Armand. How does the presence of those two sit as judges during that particular scene? Like how does that impact the scene, having the two of them there as Nikki is going crazy?
Oh, it brings so much more depth to my understanding of how things must have been back then. I feel like I'm really starting to enjoy watching the show and how how the interview with the vampire gave us one thing and like with it in terms of the show, and now we're getting all this other sides of stories and like extra input of who was there and who could tell their side of what they witnessed. I like it because Armand can't lie in this moment. If Lestat's mom was sitting right back there and could attest to the fact that, boy, you crazy. That man was never in love with you like that. You were obsessed with him. Like, come on. And it just gives more layers to like, how many different perspectives are they going to give us as they film these shows?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Are you asking me? Is that a question?
No, I was saying I'm excited to like watch it because it's like, what new layers are gonna come?
Oh yeah, do you have something?
Same thing, 100%. I think it heightens it, and then when you take the perspective from two, and then you multiply it, it amplifies all of the pieces in between that we're missing, or whatever. You get all these different vantage points, and so I think it makes everything even more horrific, and just kind of adds, like you guys both said, layers to the story. So
Now we're real good about saying that Armand is the devil. he's basically the devil, right? But in this particular moment, so Lestat is recounting his story. He's talking to Daniel, and he's basically saying that he couldn't kill Nikki, and he was thankful to Armand for killing Nikki. What are your thoughts about that?
I still think Armand pushed his ass over the edge. Nikki should have never been made in the first place. Let's be very real. But I feel like Armand has a way of orchestrating shit, which makes me feel like you are still the devil. So where you still are on the hook for this bullshit, Armand. I feel like, yeah, you probably shouldn't have done that. But I feel like Armand is gonna dial it up just enough to force you into a corner. I really do believe that.
If I remember correctly, didn't Armand kidnap Nicolas to begin with and feed off
Yes.
him a little bit and put him in position to be made into a vampire?
Yes.
He did that so he can get rid of him anyway, because he knew he was weak. So I guess for me, I don't think that.
I think it was that moment where Armand made him crazy.
Huh?
I think it was that moment where Armand started making Nikki go crazy.
I think all he had to do was feed on him, and he was gonna go crazy. Because, like, don't they get a little bit of something, like some type of connection, once they're fed off of with vampires anyway?
A longing for them. So
That
Tootie said
it. That was the crazy. All he had to do was bite him one time, and he clearly fed on him multiple.
Well, it was more than just him. It was the entire coven. So Tootie says Gabriella and Armand were apathetic in different ways. They were definitely showing us that Lestat didn't have any support after he was meaning Nicolas was turned into a vampire. Onyx Crown, thank you for joining us again, Onyx. But since the writers changed Lestat to having him kill his family, I also wonder if Lestat let Armand end Nikki because he seemed to have remorse, giving into the impulse of offing his family. So in the books, he didn't kill his family. Neither one of them killed their family. They lived a life. It wasn't until the people of France, they wanted to do away with the monarchy, so they started killing some of the royals. His dad got away, went to New Orleans, but Onyx is basically saying he felt guilt over that. Any thoughts about it?
I guess I'm the only one that disagrees. I think that he set it into motion when he bit him. I don't think he had to tamper with him. I think he intentionally didn't have to do anything because it was going to feel wonderful when Lestat couldn't kill him. And he had to be the one to do it. Like, see, told you he couldn't take it. Now come to Papa. I'll do that for you because I love you. I think it was that kind of thing.
So Tootie says it's tragic he had to go through what he had to go through with Magnus, and then have to deal with the Nikki of it all while Armand's crazy ass was pining over him and his mama was laughing.
I agree, because that's a lot.
It was a lot. That was a whole lot. It was too much, actually.
Going on at one time too. Like, oh my God, it's like y'all all are doing too much in my face. No wonder he ran away to New Orleans.
So I'm gonna skip a couple questions because of time. So I do want to ask a question about the music. There was one particular song that I really, really loved. It was the last song. It was called "Loneliness." My question is not about loneliness, though. What does the music box, represent for Lestat's character? Talking about Nikki, that particular music box. How does it embody his recurring pattern of acting as both a maker and a destroyer to those he loves?
I gotta think about that.
Yeah. One more time for me.
So, what does the music box represent for Lestat's character? How does it embody his recurring pattern of acting as both a maker and a destroyer to those he loves?
Oh, you mean just the song and being addicted to the music of it all?
Well, there was a music box that he held on to that belonged to Nikki.
Oh, when he's performing that little thing that was across his chest?
Just a music box that belonged to
the
Nikki.
one that he talked about.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm gonna move. Let's see. Okay, so what is the significance of the song's key lyric? Going back to loneliness. You can't fuck away the loneliness. Being lifted from a cheap Atlantic City tourism t-shirt.
So, as vampires, you're already immortal, right? And so, from anything vampiric that I've ever seen, is always hypersexualism, right?
Yeah.
So, what they often long for the most is companionship, or what have you. So, you can have or begin to have enough sex to fill the void of being lonely. It's just impossible. And so, this is just a callback to whereas in the several different areas throughout Lestat's life, he has had these loves or extreme likes or whatever. Oftentimes, you still come up empty, because you cannot have enough sex to just take away that lonely feeling or whatever void that you're trying to fill that was already there before you were made an apex predator. Again, going back to childhood, where most trauma starts.
So I know Bear of Men has something to say. So if you really think about all the different characters that we see, even Claudia, Claudia wanted to have sex. She wanted to have her own. You know what I'm saying? Louis is a little different. Louis is a different situation. Definitely Lestat, loneliness, like Armand. The loneliness of Armand is epic. You know what I'm saying? And so he's basically saying you can't fuck away the loneliness. And it's going to take a long time for a vampire to choose someone that they can deal with for eternity.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry.
Okay, I agree. I don't think that. I think it kind of shows how they're still human, and then forever's forever. That's a long, long, long time we're talking about, and nothing changes it. Like sex ain't gonna change. That waking up, going to sleep, holding hands, conversations, walks in the park, enjoyable things together. None of that. Like that's just like it's what is it called? A fleeting. The act of sex is fleeting moments, or are fleeting moments. But like intimacy lasts well past that. That's part of the reason why him and Louis can't let each other go, and just sometimes have to get a glimpse of each other.
I think this is what I think. It's just a personal thing. There's nothing in the books that really tells me that. But if I'm going to like dive deep into it, I think the fact that the two of them courted each other in the beginning, they had real feelings attached before Louis was made, which is why, Louis followed the pattern that vampires go through. And if you think about it, that's why Marius did what he did with Armand. he made Armand fall in love with him first before he turned him.
Same with
So-
Nikki.
Well, yeah, Nikki was in love. They were in love before Lestat
Was
turned.
lust.
Same as lust.
I don't know.
Oh,
Tell
for
me. Tell me, was it passion or lust, or was it love?
You think it was love? It wasn't love with Nikki and Lestat?
I don't know.
I think it was.
I think it was when he was in his human form.
Yeah, because Lestat was still human.
I think it became lust for that power after.
Okay. So Tootie says, Lestat has constantly tried to fill a void inside himself with other people and their love. He thinks he needs someone else who loves him to cope with his loneliness, but self-love is more important. Yes.
Indeed.
Yes. Again, I'm going to skip. At the very end of the show, Armand is at the AAA, the Alcoholics Anonymous meeting.
Psycho.
Is Armand's presence at the meeting calculated telepathic stalk to attack Lestat's inner circle?
I absolutely think so.
Elliot.
I think he's so obsessed with you. Know how you look at somebody like, you're so obsessed with me. The fact that you ended up with Louis.
You made Daniel.
You ended up with Louis. And now you happen to be talking to some, like, in an anonymous group where one of your where one of this man's group members is. Like, you're so obsessed with him. It never went away, did it?
So I'm gonna say yes, 100% to this question. And Lestat is very in love with and excited by his bandmates. He chose them or whatever. That kind of got him out of the slump that he was in or whatever. And of course, we know he threatened the one bandmate and all this other stuff. But what better way to get under Lestat's skin than to telepathically infiltrate his band? You know, and then let's start with the weakest link. And I'm only saying the weakest link simply because he's the only one that walked away. You went and stalked and found this guy, Arun, that you're going by now. Like, come on.
Your real name.
This is the reason why you're the worst of them all. You're so calculated. It's so cold. It's so good, though. I love to see it play out.
I know. I love a little psycho. I love a little psycho on the show. I love a little psycho.
When Armand claims to be an addict, is he purely manipulating Alex, or does his confession reflect his own internal codependency?
The latter. Is, yeah, both things can be true, but it's the latter. I think you needed to get it out. You do, because you look crazy.
I think he addicted to Louis too. I think he addicted to all of them. Once that heart get what he done got, he just be like, but I love him.
Jesus.
Yeah. in Lestat's words.
Exit box.
So after Louis executes,
and now we in love. Now we go to go.
So after Louis executes Bruce, is Louis still trapped in a cycle of grief, or is this lookalike waitress a sign of something more supernatural?
I think it's about something more supernatural. I think he's drawn to her, and I'm kind of scared he's going to turn her on accident, like he turned her the first time on accident.
I'm wondering what they're going to do with this.
Yeah.
Regina. This is what I'm wondering. I think killing Bruce gave him some reprieve. It's not over. It's not over. That wasn't enough.
Because he followed her. That's the part that threw me off when he said he followed her. And he realized, like, she came back out in her, he was like, when she disappeared, and she came out in her uniform, and I had to realize that's not her. And then them closing out with him in the restaurant again, I'm like, Louis, she's not some little wounded animal back in the day, like when she was a little girl that was dying of some colic or something or whatever was going on. Like you can't just do what you gonna do. You know what I'm saying? Because I just feel like he's gonna do it. And I think this is probably where the show will go AWOL and write its own story, which we all want Claudia back. So I'm kind of like, any way we can get her, I really don't care. But I'm like, damn, what are they gonna do with this Claudia person?
So Tootie says he's going to use Alex as an excuse to get closer to Lestat again. I guarantee it. What are your thoughts about that?
Yes, 100%.
So Onyx Crown says Armand still stays playing. Ooh, someone commented. Stays playing. Also keep away from Nikki 2.0. I mean Alex.
Not Nikki 2.0. Ooh, okay. I like that.
Okay. So Tootie says Louis is going to keep stalking Regina and drive himself insane to the point where he calls Lestat to verify. Thoughts?
Not to verify.
Well, I think I think he was looking at the previews for the next episode because they were in the diner. I think it was. I think that's what I saw. Mm-hmm.
And you could tell the girls, like from the previews, you could tell the girl is noticing. Louis, you're here again. How can I help you?
Another comment. I need a comment on another reactor's channel about how Regina's name means queen. Regina. Yes, it does mean queen. Regina. What do y'all think? Any significance? Are you saying that that's really Akasha?
Ooh. I was about to say, are they doing this? I was really about to say that. Like, that would be a plot twist.
Ooh.
Ooh.
But they already went through Akasha. This picks up after Akasha died.
No. This is before Akasha. But
this band is taking place before Akasha died?
No. Well, yes, before she died, yes. But what is revealed in the Queen of the Damned is she heard Lestat. She heard Lestat. She's been keeping up with Lestat the entire time.
She's in like some type of slumber,
and she
right?
she liked what he was doing. The fact that he was talking about vampires, she was like, "Go ahead on, do it. I like it."
Yeah, like why we ain't all talking
let the world know who and what we are. So it's a possibility that this is how she also said in Queen of the Damned that she can inhabit the bodies of others.
Sure, I read that book. Look, the few books I had read, because I knew she was asleep.
So Tootie says Lestat became a rock star and then Akasha woke up.
She said, "Boy, give me that."
All right, I skipped over a lot. I was gonna do a whole little part on Gabrielle, but we had an hour and a half. Yeah. Anything that we missed? Anything that you want to quickly talk about?
Gabrielle is I want to know why she doesn't want to be she doesn't want anybody to know she's Gabrielle. Why are you going by Sophia? Why are you hiding? You're embarrassed. You don't want to live in this 21st century world in incest. You want to hide that?
Maybe.
Or maybe it's Lestat that more so doesn't want anyone to know more than Gabrielle.
Both.
So, we've not really talked about Gabrielle all that much, but what we do know is that Gabrielle, she's in and out of his life. She doesn't spend too much time with Lestat. So maybe she just wants to continue to be anonymous.
Yeah, because she got up out of there at the end of the concert.
She showed it. To me, that looked like she was saying, I'm turning my back on you. I'm just like Magnus. I'm just like Nikki. Fuck you, motherfucker. I'm out.
I felt like she was like, "Oh, you're okay now. I can see you doing better. Let me go." Because I feel like he's getting into I don't think that it's like she don't fuck with him. I think it's one of those like, when you all right, when you up, you don't be needing me, and I'm not finna be around. And you don't need me. I see you back at your antics, like what you be doing. So let me go ahead. That's how I took it. Like, let me move around. Like, she almost like she had to witness him be okay. Because when she came to him, he was beat the hell up. Mm-hmm. You know? Mm-hmm. And then he took off and he drove off and left her. Because let's be clear, he left her right after that interview. And she seemed like she was there to soothe him and help him through. And he was all about it. But when he drove off and he wrecked the car, and she didn't know he wrecked the car.
But he didn't want to be around her because she just fucked him.
His stunt double with the bad wig.
And she didn't care.
She sure didn't. What kind of mom is that? Anyway,
you said we can't do it no more. You ain't said nothing about that.
So Anishkan says also, y'all remember when that big building in Toronto fell down? Any significance as well? I don't know what big building in Toronto fell down. That's my ignorance. I don't know. So Tootie says Gabriella doesn't want anyone to know she's Lestat's mom because then she'll belong to him. So Tootie says, as Sophia, she's her own person. Got it. Onyx Crown says, yeah, I think it was telling when Gabriella left after Magnus. All right. Before any more comments come in, thank you all so very much for joining us. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share on all your social media. Until next time, y'all have a great one. We've got questions and we know you have answers, so make love to our senses in the comments. Drop them down below.